Hi everyone, it's Bridget again, and this is my last S-Week video. So I'm just going to try as quickly as I can to talk about sort of what I liked best about S-Week, what I thought we can improve on, and just sort of a general wrap-up. So I'd like to start with a huge thank you to all my friends on the S-Week committee, to all the volunteers, to everyone who came out to the event. S-Week did not come into existence in a vacuum. This is really the product of our whole community, and I just wanted to say thank you so much to everyone who helped make it happen. So now, the fun stuff, the highlights of the week. From my perspective, every event that I went to was a highlight. um, so I'm just going to go through them as quickly as I can. The stuff swap was really fun. I sort of got to pretend to be a traveling salesman. I got to stand outside the door and wave people in and shout about how cool Stuff Swap was. And by the end of the night, like, it worked because 60 people had come. A bunch of people had come and dumped off their stuff, and I got a really cool dress, and I know a lot of other people got really cool things. And I hope sort of internalize the message that just because it's somebody else's cast off doesn't mean that it's not incredibly wonderful for you and not very worth saving. And then the next day's event was the next event was the debate, cap and trade versus carbon tax debate, which was the event that I personally think I put the most work into organizing, and that worked really well. The Guelph Debate Society came out and did their thing really professionally. They, brought great debate cases or perspectives, and they did a really good job. The judges were excellent. The library was very accommodating. They helped us set up, and they really contributed to how successful that event was. And the even the tech equipment didn't collapse, which I was really glad about, but frankly I was kind of surprised about because tech stuff always goes wrong. Um, and then that night we had the water panel, which was a really fascinating discussion. Very different perspectives about like an economic plan for how to improve First Nations or quality of water on First Nations reserves, and sort of a more general perspective about whether or not we should, or how we should be thinking about freshwater in our society given the constraints that we live in, which was a really neat perspective and not something that you get to hear a lot. And then I unfortunately couldn't attend the Arboretum walk, but the the divestment lunch went really well, I thought. I think a lot of people sort of came out to the working group on responsible investment and shared their perspectives, and so that was great. And that, again, was in collaboration with Fossil Free Guelph, who I would also like to thank. I'm kind of thanking myself, but there are many other people, and they did an immense amount of work, so I would like to thank them for making it work so well. Then there was the food panel, which was really great because we had a large number of panelists at any given moment. So we got a whole bunch of different perspectives from different community members around Guelph. Again, fascinating. Led to me meeting some people who I hope to work with in the future, so that was really great in a volunteer capacity. And then I unfortunately missed the trivia night, but I heard it was really fun, so I hope everyone enjoyed it. And on Friday, the resource fair was really excellently organized. I want to thank the first year seminar group who helped us with that. I got to stand in as Fossil Free Guelph and get a whole bunch of signatures. I think we got about 150 signatures that day for our petition. So that was a real success in my books, and I saw it was totally packed the whole day that I was there. So again, it worked really well. I didn't make it to the vegan cupcake baking workshop because they're at the same time, but I hope it went well. And then the concert was way better than I thought it would be. I don't know why I have this really negative impression of bands, but the Guelph students are great. I just want to say great. Yeah, so I was really blown away by every act that came up. And I think it was really nice to have sort of to think about the environment in a context that's more social and more cheerful that we don't normally think about it. So I loved pretty much everything that happened. Things to work on for next year. I think the biggest thing is advertising. And I know everyone's already said this, but we really didn't have a lot of time to advertise. And any day, every day that we did it must have counted a lot because a lot of people came out. But if we had had more days, that would have been much better. Um, so yeah, I'd say that's the one thing because not as many people got to experience it as I would have hoped. Um, so that's what I've got to say. Overall, I think it was really great. Recommendations for next year, more advertising, and thank you to everyone involved. It's been a great year. See you guys next year.